Hello everyone, I'm François Picard. Rocket sirens have gone off in the past hour in Israel's north. This as the army warns citizens to shelter amid what it's calling an aerial infiltration. The Palestinian Qassam Brigades group claiming to have shelled the northern Israeli city of Haifa with an R-160 rocket. Israel, which is on day 5 of its war with Hamas, still securing its border with Gaza. Gaza, where night has fallen on a territory of 2.2 million in the dark without running water, what with Israel's blockade in full force. On both sides, it's been a day of funerals and anguish. Tuesday, we reported on the horrible wait for the family of 12-year-old Eitan, a Franco-Israeli kidnapped by armed gunmen on motorcycles Saturday. He lives in the same Nir Oz Kibbutz as the family of Abbey Onn. 5 of her relatives are presumed to be hostages. Abby's 80-year-old cousin, Carmela Dan, Carmela's son-in-law, Ofer Calderon, he's 50, Carmela's grandchildren, Sahar, 16, Noya, 13, Erez, 12. Abbey Onn, thank you for taking the time to speak with us from Herzliya.
Thank you for having me.
First off, any latest news you have to tell us about your family?
Unfortunately, we don't have an update. We are doing our best to work both with the Israeli, the American, and the French government, as Carmela is a citizen of all 3 countries, and we're trying to do our best, both from the kind of government and bureaucratic side as we are from trying to spread the story in the media.
With the other families from Nir Oz, what's your days? What have your days been like the last 2-3 days as you try to again find that information you're seeking?
We are trying to do everything we can to make sure that we're reporting the information in all 3 different countries, and then the family has put together, a big community of people that are trying to do as many interviews in as many countries to make sure that people understand that what happened on Saturday is not part of this conflict that we know as the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. This was an act of terror on behalf of a terrorist organization. And we just want people to understand that we want the hostages, more than 100 people, brought home now.
A lot of attention has been put on the attack on that music festival. Now we're hearing the horror stories coming out of kibbutzes like the one your relative is from, a kibbutz where your family has been there for a century.
Yes. Carmela's father was born in the United States, but he founded a kibbutz in the north, and she moved to Nir Oz in her early 20s when she married Uri, and Uri's family has been there for almost a century, and it's where their entire family lives. She is the matriarch of a very, very big family with a lot of grandchildren, and this was their home and their land, and a place that they love dearly.
And can you tell us more about Carmela and what you know of her abduction?
We have a family WhatsApp group, and after the first round of sirens on Saturday morning, we were getting messages in the WhatsApp. They were clearly in their bomb shelters. They live much closer to where the rockets are coming from, so they need to stay there in order to stay safe. And they were writing us that Hamas was in the kibbutz, that they had infiltrated across the border, that they could hear gunfire, that Hamas was in their house. And they were afraid for their lives. They were afraid that they wouldn't get out.
Afraid that they wouldn't get out, and then communications were cut.
We believe that the Israeli army recommended that they stop using their telephone so that they wouldn't be a point of identification. Many hours later, when the army did take control of the kibbutz, we learned that Hamas had burned most of the physical structure of the kibbutz, that they had slaughtered many, many, many of the residents, and that they had taken hostage a number of them. We don't have proof of the bodies of the 5 people we believe to be kidnapped, but on Sunday we got video proof of Erez, who is 12 years old, in the hands of Hamas.
Erez in the Gaza Strip, presumably, which is in the dark tonight. Your thoughts on that, Abbey Onn?
I believe that the military and governmental decisions at this point are beyond me. All I want is for the people of France to think about what this would be like if it was their grandparent or their child. Noya is 13 and has special needs. Carmela is 80 and she has a heart condition and no medicine. We want innocent civilians returned and for the resolution of this to be figured out afterwards. This was the act of a terror organization, not the act of a state or a military.
Israel's farming communities like Nir Oz, these kibbutzes, they're one of the signature, you could say, parts of the country's founding identity. Is that
Absolutely.
spirit going to be broken by what happened Saturday?
I think that the spirit will be broken no matter what. What happened is Pearl Harbor and 9/11 and the Holocaust all at the same time. On the other side, Israel is a small and tight community, and the Jewish community worldwide have come together to raise funds and get gear and feed soldiers and people in need. And now we are calling on our allies, Jewish and non-Jewish, to raise their voices to ask for the return of these hostages.
What's your message specifically to France?
Use your voice, Jewish or non-Jewish. We have all been through horrific things in the past 100 years. Every one of us knows it. Someone in our family lived through it and remembers it. Don't be the person that's silent right now. Be the person that speaks on behalf of those that can't.
Abbey Onn, so many thanks for speaking with us live from Herzliya.
Thank you for having me.